It's troubleshooting time. When you start out, your notes are going to sound terrible. You're going to say, oh, I can't do this, it's too hard. And basically, it's going to sound really bad. You're going to think it sounds bad, and you're going to be right. It's going to sound bad because you're learning. Of course, it's going to sound bad. If it was that easy, everyone would be a musician. So give yourself a break. Allow yourself to play really badly for a couple of months, and eventually you'll get there if you stick with it and you practice the right techniques. For example, what I'm about to show you. The most common reason for bad notes is droopy fingers. Listen to this. See, that sounds great. It's an F chord, but what about this? Then you get that, or this. That's going to happen to you all the time when you start playing. And there are two solutions to it. First of all, the reason for the problem. These fingers are dripping down and touching more than one string. So, for example, if you want this finger right here, that one, to go right here on the second fret of a G string, and you should know that this is, what chord is this? You're right, it's an A minor. That's how it should sound, where every note is ringing. But it might sound like this for you. Well, it sounds dead. It's because you're using your finger incorrectly. I talked about this earlier, but I'll remind you because it's going to happen all the time. Put your fingers like that, perpendicular, like that. Do not lay them down like that because that's why they're touching the other strings. That's the first problem and the first solution. The other reason that happens a lot is that you are using the wrong part of your finger. And again, I talked about this earlier, but this is something that you're going to be doing repeatedly for months. So I'm going to remind you again. Use the part of your fingertip that is just under the nail, not your fingertip. It's going to sound terrible if you do that. Use this part right under the nail. The problem you might have is long fingernails. You have to keep the fingernails of your fretting hand very short on these four fingers. You don't have a choice if you want to play, because if the nail is long, the nail is going to get in the way and prevent your finger from pushing down on the string properly. And what you'll do to sort of make up for it is dip your finger down, because then you'll be able to put your finger on that note just fine because your fingernail will be pointing up towards the ceiling. But you'll also be laying your finger down on the other strings by accident, and it's going to sound terrible. Those are almost always the reasons for bad sounding notes and chords.